to do like the pickle fish or buy hot cross buns, even buy those Easter eggs for our cousins, our kids, or all of those things. But I want to thank you for taking an hour and a half out of your precious time for us to invest in your e-learning, invest in your professional development, taking time out of your busy schedule as a teacher, even though we had short weeks and it's going to have more short weeks. And that stress of trying to get the work done is ridiculously high. You still decided to find it upon yourself to actually get involved and to do a Canva session with us today. Now, my co-pilot today, not my co-pilot, but actually my co-presenter will be Miss Kotha Gallo. Kotha, can you just say hi to the people, introduce yourselves?
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Kotha Gallo, and I've been a trainer for roughly 8 years. Thank you so much for allowing me to join you today, and I'm so excited to be on this journey. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you, Kotha. Please don't just mute your mic. I'm going to in between ask you questions, ask your point of view, just to make it a bit more engaging. That's fine, Kotha.
No problem.
Okay, great. Hi. So today's session is Canva. Now, a lot of us know what Canva is, but before I do that, I didn't introduce myself. I apologize. That's my bad. I'm JC van Willig. I'm an e-learning facilitator for the past, I think it's now 2 or 3 years, and I am an English and life orientation educator at Barrow High School. I feel like I casual because I enjoy teaching more than I enjoy everything else of the teaching profession. Now, Canva. Canva is one of the things that is on everyone's lips. It's the buzzword right now. Making PowerPoints, using Microsoft PowerPoint, using Google Slides. That's what everyone has been doing for years since it came out. And then Canva came out of nowhere, and that's now the buzzword. Everyone loves Canva. Teachers come up to me and ask me, how do they use Canva? What is Canva? How does it work? And I feel like this is one of the sessions that is very valuable because it will help you to make your presentations more interactive. If you have a social media presence, it will help you with social media posts. If you have a side hustle, as most educators have, it will help you with your business proposals, even writing up a CV if you are applying for to work higher posts or in the tertiary sector. Now, Ms. Kotha, have you made the use of Canva recently? Or are you still a PowerPoint or Google Slide type of person?
I'm actually very much a Canva person. I enjoy digital design very much. And I was part of a pilot project with CTLI where we are exploring digital design. So, yes, I do work with Canva quite often, but I learn things every single day. And you always find when you speak to other people that they find shortcuts to doing something. And it's so interesting because you always think you know a little or you think you know a lot, and then you just learn so much more every time you speak to someone. So I'm definitely excited to learn some more things today as well.
That's actually the problem with Canva and with most things. It's improving at such a rapid rate that if you did it yesterday and you went on the site now, there's many things that has changed. Like with Canva, only like a few months ago, I realized that Canva was had an AI assistant. And I'll be using an AI assistant like ChatGPT on Canva, which we will explain later. But that's the great thing about it. It continuously improves to assist the teacher and to assist everyone that's using it. Right, so the session outcomes is as follows. So what I want you to get out of the session, sorry, I only want the best for my educators, for us that is standing together, that has to stand for hours in front of the classroom, that has to spend hours after school creating interactive PowerPoints and learning material. But there is a better way to do it and different ways for us to make it more interactive and more engaging through Canva. So the first one is we're going to teach you how to set up a free Canva account. Right. So many of you that has used Canva saw that there's a lot of things that's under a paywall, and you can have a free Canva account that is sponsored by Canva for all teachers. Right. How to create different presentations, infographic using the templates that's preset on Canva, how to edit, remove elements, modify elements, and how to publish, download, and share that presentation, the infographic or poster that you have created. But another thing, we're also going to teach you how you can use the AI assistant to your benefit. So no longer do you have to be scared of AI. Now you can use it to help you set up your presentation and to help you with your slides. Phil, have you made use of the AI assistant yet?
Not as yet.
Right, so this is also going to be the first time using it at work, actually.
Yes.
Okay, that's
Definitely.
exciting. So, like Kotha said, she's also part of the digital design element at the CTLI. And at the e-learning district or the e-learning department, they make use of Canva a lot. All these interactive posters that you see, most of the posters that are posted online or on social media was created with Canva. I speak under correction. I think Bradley can help me here. The posters that's also up for to spread awareness about social media and all of those things. I think those are also created by with Canva. Is that right, Mr. Dirks, Bradley?
That is correct, yes.
I can see even the department makes use of Canva everywhere. Right, back in the day, it used to be PowerPoints, it used to be slides, but that was so limited because you could just create a presentation. But with Canva, you can create posters, you can create flyers, you can create pamphlets, presentations, as I said before, but also you can create CVs or business leads, so whatever it can be. Now, the key features of Canva is that it's user friendly, anyone can make use of it. It's that easy, it's that simple, it's simplified. There's a lot of bells and whistles if you get into Canva, but to use it basic for basic things is really easy to use. And there's a lot of collaboration tools that you can use. So you can be probably like, we have been 30 or 40 people here at my school on one Canva presentation. Create a presentation for a carnival that we did, I think, 2 or 3 years ago, and it worked perfectly. So we didn't have to exchange the laptop, pass it around, or put the presentation on a stick and then pass to the next person, or we had to all be at school and then work together. We all worked from home during the holidays to create this presentation together on the Canva account, and everyone was responsible for a section. So it does promote collaboration, and it's a great way for learners also to get involved. Because if you maybe have an assignment that has to do with a group presentation, like I know for English, we do forum discussions. We do one prepared forum discussion and they have to be in a group. They can use Canva to create the presentation together and then do it in the class. The same with a life orientation task, where they have to collab on something, create a poster or whatever, awareness about this or that. They can use Canva to work together without having to spend time after school or having to use your period to talk to the fellow group members. Right? And then it's also, there's a variety of things you can do with Canva, and there's a variety of options. And the great thing about Canva is that there's a lot of plugins. So it does work great with a lot of websites, such as quizzes, Google Classroom, Microsoft Teams. I have tried and it has worked. All of those things that the major websites that you make use of, Canva actually also makes use of, and it doesn't have a problem using it. Right, are there any questions yet? Any queries, Gotha?
Not yet. We're good to go.
Okay, so let me just stop sharing. So now I want to show you how to get onto Canva in the first place. But before we get onto Canva, I let's first show you how you can get the free version. So the simple way to get to Canva is just typing in canva.com and then it will allow you to register and all of those things. But say you already have a Canva account or you don't have a Canva account, then what you would do is you would type in Canva for education, right? And then you'll pop up onto the screen right here. Right, so Canva for education, this is basically just for teachers, right? If you are an educator, right, you're teaching at the school, even working at the department, you can get verified as a teacher on Canva, and then you can get Canva for free. So all the premium elements that you don't have access to on the free version, you can actually have access to it right now. And the steps are easy, right? Kotha, you verified yet as a teacher on Canva?
Yes, I am. Sorry for the delay. Yes, I am.
No, no problem.
But
Uh,
because I changed schools recently, I now have to re-verify myself because I am no longer part of the previous school. But it's so quick and seamless and easy. So I just need to still do that. Find the time to do that.
Yeah. So the process usually takes a minute or two of your time, and the only thing that you have to have is a copy of your payslip or something that says that you are an educator, whether you're SGP, WCD, or whatever it may be. It must just stand there that Mr. ACDEFG is a teacher at Para High School or is a teacher at Rosendal High or whatever it is, so that they can see that you are an educator. So all you have to do is type in Canva for education. you get to this homepage right here, and then you go to the tab that says Get Verified. When you click on the tab right there, I will open up to this right here. And as you can see here, I'm already logged in, unfortunately, because I do have the Canva Premium. But when you click on that right there, it will go to a page that will allow you to type in all your details, such as your name, your surname, the school's name, the address of the school, and then you press submit. And then the next page will just be you having to upload your payslip. And once you upload your payslip, it takes around about a day or two, sometimes even a few hours then to verify you, and then you will have access to this homepage right here. Now, if you don't want to go through all of that effort to have Canva education, that's also fine. You can create a free version using your own email address. But why would you want to go through all that effort and miss out on all the great features and all the good elements that Canva Premium has? And you are educator, so get the benefit of being educated by getting the Canva Premium. And for those that do not know, the department also has created you a free Office 365 account, right? That will also be found on your CMAS. You just go to your CMAS person, they will look on the password of your WCG schools account, and then you can use that to open up your Canva account. So that's also one way that you can show them that you are educated by using your WCG schools account. And then you will also have access to all the Office 365 products for free. So two birds, one stone. So no longer do you have to pay for the Office 365 products such as Microsoft and those things. The department pays for that. And technically, the department also pays for you to have a free Canva. But don't take my word for it. I'm just speaking under correction right here. So now, once you have opened up Canva and you're logged in, this would be the home page right here. So you have a few tabs on the left, and then you have this home page right here where they ask, what will you be designing today? Now, this is a new feature right here, as you can see, Canva AI. Now, I make use of Canva Premium, but I do have free version accounts because if I just click on here, right, you will see that I have probably, this is only two of my Canva accounts, but I have four Canva accounts. I have two for my personal email, one for my school email, and then one using the WCG school's email. I know it's a lot, but sometimes I get the password for one and I need to quickly get into Canva, and then I have other one. It's a wrong way to live, but hey, it works for me. Right. So this is the interface right here. So as you can see, these are all the recent designs that I worked on thus far. At our school, we have a student visa, almost like a diary, where the children write in their homework and those types of things. So myself and a few colleagues, we designed actually on Canva the cover page of the visa, the same as the matrix, their PowerPoints for their parent evening and information session, as well as I created a folding card, right, a type of pamphlet for their valedictory last year, as you can see there. Right, so you can create a lot of things on Canva and it's not just limited to creating a presentation. This greeting card right here, all I did is, as you can see, I did it back to front. So that when I printed it out, all I would have to do is fold it and then I would have a pamphlet without me having to go through the effort of paying a company to do a pamphlet and costing the school thousands of rand. I did it quickly at school. The only thing the school had to provide was color ink, but that was a minimum cost for something that basically looked professional. Kothe, have you used Canva for anything besides presentations, like something maybe for your school, or even if you have a side hustle for business or those types of things?
Yes, I actually do use it in my personal capacity. So I have a little side hustle.
Mhm.
And I usually do all of my social media campaigns on there. So my advertising, my marketing, everything that you try everything to try and catch that customer that is really wanting to spend their money. They just need a little bit of convincing. So yes, I definitely make use of that. And I really like the short little snippets that they have. So the templates make it so much easier for you. You basically just editing and you changing colors, and then within a few seconds you have something. Whereas if I had to go the old route that I used to do, possibly it would take me a week. So Canva is definitely something that makes your life easier.
Exactly, and it's easy for you just to upload the document, to upload a PowerPoint that you created maybe years ago onto Canva, and then you can shoot it up on here. even a business letter or something that you did years ago. As you can see here, documents and up until a photo editor or videos you can do on Canva. So it's basically a tool that expanded from just presentations to something that is the most useful thing that we can use today. Now here on the left hand side, you will see all the different tabs, right? You get the plus sign for the create. Just get my cookie. For the create tab, you get the home tab to go back from when you're busy with your PowerPoints or your business letters. Here, as Kotha mentioned, you get the templates tab where you can get all the templates for all the presentations or business letters. And all you would have to do is type in your information or change a few fonts or whatever it may be. Here's Canva AI. So Canva AI, I'm speaking under correction right now, but I know for Canva AI, it should be a premium account, right? But for the non-paying accounts, you do, I think, get 3 or 4 free uses a day. The same like ChatGPT's 4.0 version, where you can use it, I think, 6 times a day, and then it will stop working because then you would have to pay. The same with Canva AI. But as I said before, if you have the paid version, if you just upload your payslip or something to your teacher, then you can make use of the Canva AI whenever you want to, because then you're technically a paying customer. Then you also have the apps, and then you have the classwork right here. Now, this tab right here, the projects tab, is what I want to draw your focus to before we get to the exciting part where we're going to create a Canva presentation. So the projects tab, if I can just click on it right here. Right, so the projects tab is basically where all your projects will be housed. Okay, so every presentation that you've created, most of the presentations that you maybe accessed, or any images that you uploaded, right? So as you can see here, all the images I used to create my presentations, even the photos of the chess inter-schools that they had, because I had to add that onto a PowerPoint, on the PowerPoint for a poster for the next chess game. Okay, all of this will be housed on your projects page right here. This part right here, the folders part, is where I want to show you, right? So here you can literally upload all your folders of your PowerPoints onto Canva right here, and it will be kept right here. I will basically combine all the elements of your PowerPoint or your Google Slides onto the Canvas system, and then I will basically adjust it. So allow you to actually access all of those PowerPoints on one site, like this one right here. And you can even add people to your project folder right here. So it works the same way like Google Drive would work or your OneDrive would work, where you can access it anywhere. But the great thing is it will keep all of your designs that you created in a folder, especially if you want this folder just to be for a certain class, or you just want it to be for the SMT, or you just want it to be for your project management or for your business. And then you would just go to the share button right here. Say you have someone new that joined the school and they're part of your department. All they would have to do is create a Canva account. You would press share, and then you type in the email address, and then you press send, and then they'll be able to access just this folder where all the designs are. So you sharing this folder allows them only access to this folder right here, and it doesn't allow them access to any of your other designs. If you maybe have some sensitive stuff that's for your side hustles or for your business that you don't want anyone else to see. All right, are there any questions there, Kotha? Or is everyone still good?
Everyone's so good.
Okay, great. Now let's get to the creation part of Canva. That was all the nitty and gritty. That was all the explanation. That was basically the boring part. Let's click on the templates tab right here. Now the templates tab gives you a plethora of options to choose from. There's a vast variety of options to choose from for different types of things that you can create with Canva. As you can see here on top, you have different options from business, social media, straight up to cards and invitations, even print products and marketing. Right? And all you'd have to do is just click on the presentation, or click on the PowerPoint, or click on the poster that you want to use, and it will automatically open up onto a screen where you can adjust and create. Now, for the sake of this demonstration, because Kotha says that she's great at marketing and social media, we'll choose marketing. So you'll click the marketing tab, and then all the options that will pop up will be based on marketing. Right, so anything that has to do with marketing, anything that has to do with a poster that relates to marketing, even a presentation, those templates will pop up right here. And as you can see, there are different designs and different styles to choose from. Right, from something that looks for primary school to something that looks a bit more professional to something that you maybe use in your own capacity at home. If you maybe have a small food business or food truck, the options are endless from you to choose from. And then if I can just zoom in quickly, right, if you just look at this right here, that is very important. Reason being, because if you are using the free version, right? That icon will change to anyone, will change to the lightning bolt to say that is a premium version, or it will change to the crown. But because you are on the education version, it shows the cap showing that this is exclusive to you that has the education version, right? Totho, you have used both the education version and the free version. What's the differences you found between the two?
I think it's just a matter of more accessibility, and also you can filter in more options. So like what do we do at CTLI? They use a specific color palette. So when they do certain adverts or information, infographics or anything like that, they tend to use a certain color palette. So something that they have built in is where you make use of a template, and instead of changing each and every word individually, you actually just click on a specific button and it changes everything automatically. So then it gives you various options. Instead of changing something one by one, you basically do it as a collective. And then the other thing is also the color schemes. You can always, brighten it up or make it a little bit more dimmer based on pastel colors or brighter colors. And what I like about both platforms is that you can choose anything that you want to choose. So, for example, if I just chose one of these marketing templates, I can either keep it as is and just edit the text, or I can make it more applicable to my brand and what I want to put out there. It's very nice for schools. I see most of the schools are actually implementing it because it also just keeps track of everything that you've created for a specific year. And you can basically put it into folders. So let's say you created something last year in October. You don't have to go and find it. You can search for it. And yeah, it just makes it so much easier.
Yeah, it does
And
make it easier, especially if a teacher leaves a school, like you move schools, then they still have their teachers' posters and templates and stuff to actually build on. So then you don't actually have to actually go start it again and I'll start scratching and creating a new poster, a new thing. If it's maybe a yearly thing such as I state food or a carnival, you can just reuse that poster or you reuse it in the classroom or wherever it might be. So it does keep track of everything. It keeps it in one space and it just helps, especially for the changeover, for the handover when someone else has left, just to find all of their presentations or even to share to a new teacher if it's the first time teaching a subject or first year teacher or someone that just moved over from a different school that does things a bit differently. So if you just click on a template, just to show you how a template will look, let's take this one right here. Right, it will give you a quick overview of what the template looks like, how it will look like. It will also give you options here, such as 100% fully customizable, backed by a happiness guarantee. So many of these things will have comments such as this, 100% fully customizable, meaning that you can change a lot of things on it. Some of the templates, you can't change certain things or certain photos or certain structures of the template, but most of them is 100% fully customizable, meaning you can change the colors, you can change the shapes, all of those types of things. And then you can even follow, like you would follow on social media, someone, you can follow this group right here. And every time they create a template, it will basically pop up for you, and then you can make use of it. So that if you do enjoy the type of templates that they create, you would basically be basically a fan of their stuff. Each time their new templates will pop up, and then you can make use of it. So then you click on customize this template right here. Right, and then there we go. So then this will be the template. And as you can see here, there's placeholders. so that you can just type in. So it's like a normal text box like you have on Microsoft Word. And then all you have to do is just delete what you don't want. And then you can just type and add and provide images and stuff to this picture right here. So everything is fully customizable. That is shown by the purple box. Right, the purple box, you just scroll it over everything. It shows you what you can do, what you can change, and what you can't change. You just click on it, as you can see there. Right, so that template is something to play around with. But let's start from scratch. Okay, so I'm just going to go to my home page quickly again. Okay, and then let's press create. All right, so what do I want to create? Kotha, what would you like to create today?
Mm, Maybe seeing that it is a cultural holiday or religious holiday tomorrow, maybe something in line with that.
Okay, so maybe let's say Easter poster, right?
Mm.
Just to make like a kiddies Easter poster, just to make everyone aware about Easter.
Yes.
Right, so as you can see here, this is a blank page, right? So there's literally nothing on here. But if it was a presentation, then you would obviously see the different tabs here, and then this page would be in landscape. So that is the difference. You have to choose the options of the presentation or the poster or the business card that you want to make, because it's all about the printing. Because once it's done, it will either print out like a poster, or it'll print out like a slideshow, or it'll print out like a business card, whichever way, or even like the pamphlet that I created, or print out that way. The pamphlet was cool because it would print out landscape, but then there was a line in the middle to show me where I could fold the pamphlet. So then I always had to go back to front, so that when I folded, the right hand side would be on top and the left hand side at the bottom. Because we usually work left to right, but there I had to work right to left. Right, so this is what you have. You have the template right here. Once you have clicked on the create, you have this left hand side. The tabs has changed, as you can see from the home page, and you have different elements that you can make use of. Now you can click create, right, and create a poster. And if you click on the design tab right here, different templates and different styles will pop up right there. Right, so you can basically import a template on top of a new design. If you maybe we forgot or you don't have any creative juices such as myself, I struggle with creativity. I'm a numbers and words person. But to create a presentation that's eye-catching and that everyone wants to see is very difficult for me. The learners in my class, they are always making fun of me for my presentations. Well, they used to before I used Canva. I always said I was bland, it was boring, it looked like I didn't put effort in, even though I spent hours doing it. I broke my heart sometimes. And now with Canva, now they're excited to see my presentation. They actually want to see it. But they know I probably used AI or I used the Canvas AI to create it. So they still won't give me credit. I kids. But okay. Right. So then the presentations here, this will save you so much time. But I would like to emphasize with everything, you first have to have a plan. Because if you don't have a plan, Canva will waste a lot of your hours. Because you're going to find something new, you're going to see this template, oh, I like this one, and change it 50 times. You're going to play around with all of the different features. And then 2 or 3 hours later, you still don't have your finished product and you wasted 2 or 3 hours. That's usually what happens with these applications. It's so exciting to use, but you must have a plan because ultimately, we use these applications to save time and we use it so that we can spend more time living life and less time planning lessons, creating presentations. Because ultimately, as a teacher, about 90% of our time is spent planning and 10% is spent teaching. And with these applications, it can be a 50-50 or it can be a 80-20. But at least we moving into the right direction. So the search button right here is great because you can basically search a template based on your preference, what you want to do. Right, let me just click in. Okay, so for example, I want a template on Easter, but I want it for primary school. Let's say primary school. Again, the more specific you are, the better the results would be. Right, so it's going to take a while to load quickly. Hopefully there are templates for it's for primary school, as you can see there, and boom. Right, so there's different templates. You can even get a template for a coloring book. Right, as you can see there, different templates for primary school. I'll maybe choose this one right here. Let's say this, Happy Easter. If I click on it, or pop up the same way, you press apply template, right? And then the template will be pasted over the blank page that you have right there. Right, and then as you can see, if you click on everything is customizable, so you can change it, you can change the design if you would like to. Now you have your template or you have your poster, right? We got the Easter poster. But now you maybe want to add something different. Right, let's start with the photo. Maybe you want to add a photo of the children in your class. Maybe this is a Easter egg hunt that the kids in your class has basically created, or even at your church, your Easter egg hunt for the kiddies. Then you would just click on this picture right here where the picture is. You click on it, right? And then that edit button right there allows you to edit the photo. But now for argument's sake, let's just delete this photo. We delete everything. Image. Let's delete the frame as well. Right, so now you just got a template such as this one right here, and you want to insert a photo. So there's no frame or no place where you can insert a photo. You would just go to the elements, right? And the first thing you'll do is you'll first get a frame for your photo. So as you can see here, I'm always adding photos to my stuff. So you can either type in frame, as you can see there, or you can just go down and go look for anything that may be. And then you can just click on the frame, right? And it will pop up on your presentation such as this one. And then you just have to click and drag to where you want the photo to be. I want it there. You can even resize it. So now you have your photo right there. Okay, but now you still have your image. Now, as I said with the AI, you just scroll down on this thing right here, you can get the AI image generator. So a lot of us, like myself, I make use of Microsoft Designer, or I make use of, I can't remember now the other one. I can't, it can't come to me right now, but I make use of another one that creates an AI image for me. But the other one that I make use of, it's image something. Ideogram, there we go. Ideogram, it only allows 5 or 6 different credits a day, and then I would have to go to the paid version. Micro Design, on the other hand, is great. You don't have to pay for anything, but you must have a personalized Microsoft account. So I can't make with this, my school is a Microsoft school. So I have a Microsoft account through the school, but it doesn't recognize it. So I can't make use of the Microsoft generator. And then Canva decided they was going to jump in the AI image game, and now you can create your own AI images. And this is really cool. This is going to blow your mind. So you see here, here's different images that's created already that you can make use of. But if you click on generate your own, right? All you'd have to do is type what type of image you would like. So for example, something outrageous. But I would like a cool drink can that is customized for Easter, and that is for a primary school. Right, again, the more specific you are, the better you will get. Right, and as you can see, this basically says it's loading, it's generating, and you even have the progress bar here at the bottom. Girl, did you know that there's an AI generator on Canva?
I actually saw one of the other presenters at a training session that I attended, but I didn't play around with it myself yet.
And Ritik author, can you see there? I basically created my own image generator here on. Right, those images you won't find anywhere in the world because it's customized just for me. I
So based on
basically,
what you type in, this is
yeah,
generated.
yes.
That's
So
amazing.
you can let it type in anything. I've tried it with anything. You even say you want a cat standing on a mountain drinking a Coca-Cola, and it will create it for you. It's the coolest thing.
That's amazing.
Right, so this AI generator is not just for Canva. Right? You can also make use of it for your question papers because a lot of us are looking for images or we're looking for certain infographics that we have to use on our question papers. But we're looking for something that's unique that no one can find on the internet. That's where the AI generator can come in. You can create images that you need to suit your question paper without you actually having to go through all that effort. Right? And the great thing is, as you can see at the bottom, you get, I think, 500 credits and it refreshes every month. Otherwise, people will misuse it, so they have to put a cap on it. But 500 credits is a lot because that just means that you basically can only use it 500 times. And so now I found an image. Okay, so let's just click this one right here. Which one do I like? I like this one. You click on it and will pop up right there. And then if you have a frame, you can literally just move it across the frame and it will jump into the frame right there. All right, but there's also different options that you can get for the image. If you just click on the image right there, you click on the three buttons, right? You can also layer it. So you can send the image to the back, right? So it's behind the poster, or you can bring the image to the front, right? Such as that one. So there's different things you can play around with. So if you're used to providing images on Microsoft Word or wherever, where you have to adjust and all those types of things, it's the same thing, right? That's the same thing that you can do where you can align it to the page, you can move it to the center, you can move it to the middle, you can go bottom, right, left, all of those things to save you time, right? Or you could manually do it right there. And you can also change the height and the width and all of those things, all the technical things of the images. So it does give you full control right there. Are there any questions yet, Kotha? Is everything still great there?
No, but Melissa left a comment earlier when you were speaking about the learners and what they said about your slideshows. She said group therapy, LOL.
I feel like I do need group therapy, but okay. They just break my heart every day.
Other than that, we're good.
Okay, great. Right, so now you got your images and all of those things. The background you can even change, as you can see here. If I click on the background, I can even change the color palette. Right, I can border style. If I click on the color, as you can see there, you can either even add your brand colors, like both the said right here, the WCDCTLI has their own brand colors. And you can basically add all of those brand colors on here so that every time you do a presentation, all the brand colors will be there so you can make use of it. So you don't have to every time go and look for a new color that fits the brand. Okay. And then if you click on this right here, you can even change the colors as you would like. Right. And if you have the color codes, then obviously it makes it much easier because then you can just search the color codes. But it has most of the colors right there. It's almost like the old school paint that we had on the Microsoft. Right? I'm not that old, but I remember we had the paint application. We used to paint and stuff. It's more or less like that, just a more advanced version. Now for the text, okay? But you will go to the text bar right here, and you can add a text box if you would like. It will pop up, right? So if you want text box, I want it there. You say add text box, and the text box will pop up, such as this one. It is small, but you obviously have to increase it because the app doesn't know how big you want it. So your paragraph text, okay. Right, so then the same way as you would use on different platforms on Microsoft Word, either a text box or on your PowerPoint, do the same way. You just click on it and then you start typing. But this pen is cool. So this is what they call the magic pen. So this pen will basically work such as an AI, let's say ChatGPT or Bard or any of those things. It works the same way. It basically improves your writing or adapts your writing to your preference. Or you can even type your upper paragraph that you can make use of. So if you have a text box and you click on here, you just click on your magic write, the magic pen. And as you can see here, here's all the options right here. You can even generate the quiz based on what is on this poster or what is on the presentation, which is cool, right? Because it works hand in hand with quizzes. So create a quizzes. Quizzes online is basically a site where you can have online quizzes. You can assign it on Microsoft Team or Google Classroom. There is a session on courses somewhere in this term that you can attend, which will teach you how to make use of Canva in quizzes and those types of things. I can rewrite your whole thing. I can continue writing, so it's almost like a Grammarly, or I can sprinkle fairy dust. This two right here I will get to because this is scary and exciting at the same time. Right, so custom prompt. Right, so I will basically say type an Easter message with 5 facts about Easter, for example. And as you can see here, it basically moves like ChatGPT would. Again, the more specific you are, the better it is. A few months ago, we first had to go to ChatGPT, get ChatGPT to type something out, and then you had to copy and paste it. But now you can do it all inside of Canva. Right? So no longer do you have to jump to another website and then go there and get the AI images from a different website. Now you can get it just from Canva. But please remember, with any AI, if it doesn't have any information on the topic, it's going to make up information. So it's always best to check the accuracy before you post it, before you send it to the learners. Because you can maybe say, give me 5 facts of the ocean, and then there's no articles or anything on the internet from the ocean, so we'll start to make up different facts. And that does happen more times than I can actually count on my fingers. Because it is AI, it's just basically going to hallucinate and think that it maybe has information on it, and then it will give lies. So always double check all the facts that it basically added, such as this one. Right, so here I get all the 5 facts about this joy celebration, but I don't really like it. So then I can always adjust this part, make it suitable for grade 2 learners. Right, so then I will adjust the whole thing right there and then make it easier for grade 2 learners to understand. As you can see here, I made it shorter and I made it easier for them to understand. And all they have to do is press the blue purple button right here, replace enter. Right, and there I have my whole thing about Easter. All the facts that was basically placed on there. But I'll just make it smaller quickly, and I'm just going to move it quick. And make it smaller, and then move it the side right here. Make it wider, and make it bigger. All right, but that's all up to you. Again, it's all about your planning. Me, I didn't plan that well, and I don't know why I said 5 facts here. I didn't have space for 5 facts, but it's all there. It's all useful. So we'll just leave it there just for argument's sake. But now you're saying, okay, maybe I don't like the font of this. Right? Again, you click on the magic right pen, right? And then you press this here, sprinkle fairy dust. Now, sprinkle fairy dust will adjust everything for you. It will adjust everything that is also written. And if you do use it nicely, it will basically also change the font for you right there. But if you don't want to go through that way, then you can just go to the text here by clicking on the text box first. Go to the text tab right here, and then you scroll down, and then you see the different text styles, different fonts, all of those things. So maybe I want something a bit more playful. Let's see, right, this one right here. Right, so then it will give you a text style such as that right there. But I am just a plain person, so I'll keep this style right here. Or you could just click here on top, and then you can change the different fonts. Most of these fonts is the same fonts you'll find on Microsoft Word or wherever it is, but there is a few extra that you can find, and you can search for it, and if you click here, you'll see the different text styles. Okay, are there any questions at Kotha? Any comments from you?
Someone said it's super awesome. Oh, it's Melissa. Thank you, Melissa.
Yes, sir. Right. Then the cool thing that I also learned the other day, that I don't think much people know, is that you can actually translate the text. Okay, so let me just zoom in quickly. Right, so the zoom in button will be here. The scroll button here allows you to zoom in. So all you have to do is move there, and then it will zoom in on your poster. Let me just change the color of this so everyone can see it. Make it yellow. Oh, can't see yellow. Something darker. Look at the red. Can't see red. Right? I think everyone can see that right here. So as you can see there, that is basically the text that I have written. Right? But there's a cool thing that it has where you can translate the text into a different language. So if you just scroll down after you click the text, you go to translate text right here. This bar will open up right here. Right? And then you can select what you want to be translated. Now I want this whole page to be translated, and then I select the language, right? There's Afrikaans, there's all of the different languages. I saw the other day there's Xhosa, there isn't there's Sepedi, there's Sesotho. There's most of South Africa's 11 official languages, actually 12 because sign language is also recognized as an official language. And if you just click on it, there's like Afrikaans, right? And I press translate. Again, the progress button will pop up. And then let me zoom out. Can you see that everything has now been translated into Afrikaans? Again, it is AI, so you're going to have to go and check if everything is spelled correctly. It would use the correct punctuation marks, but I can translate everything that is written on your page into the language of your choice, as you can see right here. But your original presentation will still be there, just in case you didn't want to translate it to that language right here. Okay, and then you'll see here on the bottom, the grid view. If you click on the grid view, you can see all the different slides or different pages on this presentation that you can make use of. But now I'm decided, no, I don't want it to be Afrikaans. I want it to be Xhosa. So then you just click translate again, translate page, scroll down right down, right, Xhosa, click on it, translate. Does take a while, takes a while, takes a while. While it's loading, you have a cup of tea and you just wait. And there you go. There you have a whole presentation that is translated into Xhosa. It doesn't just work for presentation, a document that you may have, or a newsletter that's going out to parents. All you do is upload the newsletter to here or create it on here, press the translate button, and will translate everything into the language of your choice. Again, you just have to actually proofread just to make sure everything is still okay. But it is a great way to save you time and to save you from having to Google Translate. And I know from a lot of teachers, they complain that Google Translate doesn't work there properly or it doesn't give you the correct word sometimes. This also does have its challenges, but at least it has a built-in AI there to assist you when you need help. Kofi, have you made use of the Translate or have you had to translate something in your career as an educator?
Generally, we used to translate using Google Translate. But no, I haven't tried this yet, but I'm so keen to do it. And also you are getting lots and lots of compliments. So people seem very excited to go and scratch in a few minutes.
Yeah, you actually have to go and play around with Canva because there's so much things that you can do. And this is not even the coolest part. Like I said before, if your presentation or even your document has words, which it obviously will, you can actually get an AI voiceover. So the AI will basically read everything out on your presentation, read out the fun facts and all of those things. It will be in an AI monotone voice, but it's something cool. So if I just click on anything that's a text, let's just click on that one right here. Oh, that one that's heading. Let's click on that. Let's click here at the bottom. Right. Didn't pop up here. Okay, so there we go to the left hand side. Let's just scroll down. You'll see the AI voice right here. Right? So you can basically have an AI person such as Lisa or Ralph basically explain or talk about all the things that's on your presentation or on your document or on your poster. So if you're creating a presentation and it's a self-study section for your learners, but you still want there to be a voice on there, you can basically use this AI voice. Now, there is at this stage no way for you to actually make like a voiceover through this AI for your own voice, right? Using your own voice. But you can do a voiceover where you can add in sound and those things, which you can, which I'll show you soon. But this is a cool way for you to actually take time off and allow AI to actually explain everything without you having to make through the effort of actually sitting and reading your presentation, recording it, and then adding it, and then editing everything, where the AI can do that for you. All right, so we'll choose your AI person. We'll choose Ralph. All right, can you hear that? Colton, just tell me if we can hear it. Could you hear
I
that,
think
Colton?
no.
Okay, let me just change my settings quickly. Right, audio settings. Let's change that quick. Right, let's try again quickly. Hopefully it works now. Was that fine now?
No, nothing played.
Okay, then it's fine. But it is something cool where you can basically, where it basically reads everything that's on here. Okay, so then all you have to do is you just press copy. You paste it in this box right here. Right, and then you press generate AI voice. As you see there, it says it's quiet now, but not for long. And then if you look here at the bottom, right, there is the whole AI voice. So it basically is going to read every single thing that is on your presentation, from the Afrikaans to the Xhosa. Right, the pronunciations might not be great for foreign languages such as Afrikaans and those types of things, but for English and I think just for standard English for now, it is great. The pronunciations is perfect, but it will sound monotone. It will sound like a robot speaking, but it is a great way for you to save time, and it is a great way for you to actually interact with the learners without having to actually spend hours and hours reading your presentation and then re-recording, and then there's a mistake or whatever it may be. Are there any questions yet? Kotha, have you made use of this AI voice?
No.
what
I'm
would
really planning on doing it.
what would you use it for? Because I'm an English teacher, I would use it to basically read a poem for me. But what would you use it for?
Well, I'm a class teacher currently, so I think basically the same thing. But also maybe if there are different things that we're focusing, like speeches or something like that, maybe we can allow learners to write a speech and then have them type it in and then just play it, something like that. We also do lots of extramurals at our school. So one of the extramurals that I'm busy with is debate team. So I think that would be very helpful in debate team as well.
Yeah, that is correct. Yeah, debating seems so well. Yet our school debating is not that big. Hopefully, there with you guys is a bit more gewild.
Now the girls take it very seriously here because they love to argue.
Don't all teenagers do, or all kids.
I think everyone has that in them somehow.
Right. So now, if you do have a presentation, like Kotha said, they work in a group and they have to create a debate or whatever it is, and now they're working on a presentation together. But sometimes communication it takes a while. You want to type someone a message about the presentation, say, hey, you have to change this or that, but maybe you don't find time or you forget. There is a way for you to actually add comments on your presentation, add comments on certain things right here. So if I click the image, right, and you see the three dots again, click three dots, you scroll down, you can actually leave a comment for the person. So you click comment, right, you can say image could just change colors. And then you can even add the person. So you just press the add button. All the people that's on the document, all the people that you collaborated with in the past will pop up here. And then you can just click on their name and then press assign to the person, and then you just press submit comment. So when the person comes onto the site right here, or they come onto the presentation, they'll see that their initial, right, because we all have initials that pop up, they will pop up there, and then they'll click on it, and then they'll know that this was a comment for them that they have to resolve. Right, so it's almost like having a WhatsApp group, but just on Canva, or leaving comments and stuff for the person so they know where they have to improve. This is great for your learners when they sending your presentation, before their orals or whatever it is, and then you can just leave small comments for them to change certain things before they actually submit it. A lot of my learners, we're starting with orals this week, now after the Easter weekend, and they've sent their presentations already to me over Teams. And when I get a gap during the day, I look at the presentations, I leave comments and stuff for them so that they can go change things before they do their presentation. Right, so many of them probably didn't come to school today because I didn't see most of my classes today. But now when they get home or they're busy somewhere on a long weekend, they have spare time and they look at the presentation again, they can see the comments from me and then they can just go change what they have to change. And when they are done, they'll just press the tick button, resolve, and then the comment will disappear right there. Are there any questions yet, Kothas? Everyone's still good?
I think everyone's still good. No
Okay.
questions.
Then before we get to the how to share your presentation when it's done, you'll see this Stardust right here. That is basically like an AI button. So you just click on it and then there's different quick actions that you can take, such as magic eraser, magic edit, if you just press show more, a magic grab, border, all of those quick things that you want to do is right here.
Sorry, JC, I have a
Bertha?
question.
Yeah?
If we wanted to insert a link into this type of poster, would that be accessible on
Yes.
sharing?
Yes, it would be. The
Okay.
only the only difference is it will only be accessible if you share it digitally. But if you're printing it out and pasting it everywhere, then the person will still have to manually type in the link.
Okay.
Yeah, but the great thing is that if you create a QR code and you print out the QR code, the people can scan it and will directly take them to the link. So I do suggest if you are adding links onto your poster that's going to be printed and pasted everywhere, rather add a QR link so people can just scan and quickly go to your website or whatever it may be. But if it is digital, then you can just embed a link onto one of these images right here or these words, and that will take them directly to wherever they may be. So I'll just show you guys quickly how to link. So if you click on here, three buttons right here, right? This, the rings together shows link. So I click on link. All they have to do is paste a link to a different website. So let me just get the website link quickly. I'll just take something that's to do with Romeo and Juliet because I'm always doing Romeo and Juliet in class. Right, let me just copy that link. Copy. Go there. Right, where is it now? There we go. And then I'll just paste it here. Press done. And then you press done again. Right, so when you're sharing it and the person clicks on the image right here, the link will pop up, and if they click the link, they will automatically take them to the Romeo and Juliet video that I've embedded in here. Right, but again, if it is printed out, obviously the link won't pop up, so then the person won't have access to the link. So you can either paste the link here on the page somewhere or create a QR code using a QR code generator such as Bitly or QR Monkey, and then you can put the QR code there for them to actually just scan it with their phone and then access it. Right, so now I have this presentation right here. So for me, I feel like the presentation is great with the poster, but I actually want to see how will it look or how will the presentation play for my class. That's why this play button is here on the top. Right, so it's next to the share button. As you can see there, the play button also has a number next to it. So this is how long the presentation will take to play. Because I have added audio onto it, it will always have a duration time next to the play button. If there's no audio, there will be no duration button. It will just be a plain poster or plain presentation. And if I click on it, this is how my poster is going to look. As you can see there, because I added audio, it's basically like a time presentation with all the different things right there. And because there's only 3 slides and the audio is 45 seconds long, once it gets to the third slide, it will obviously stop. So you can adjust the audio so that if you just scroll down, you can adjust the audio. As you can see there, you can adjust the audio so that it can just play over the 3 slides. So it's basically also like a video editor that you have built into Canva, which is great to play around with. Okay, and then you may be like, don't think my presentation looks that good. Maybe I want to change a few things. Boof, boof, boof. You can also go to this one right here that gives you a preview. Right, so that's a full screen preview of your presentation, of your document, of your poster or your pamphlet. Okay, so now we get to the last part, which is now the sharing. Right, so now you created everything, you did everything, you think your poster is the best, you think your presentations are the best, or you're like my kids and you think the presentation is bland, but you think, oh well, it's going to have to make do. And now you want to share it with the relevant parties, or you want to share it with yourself, or you want to share it with the learners or the parents. You will go to this button right here, the share button. You click on it, and then there are many options for you. If you share to the public, which I'll show you now how to share to the public so that everyone can access it and just view it, okay? It will actually give you a breakdown of how many visitors actually visited your presentation or your poster. So it gives you a rough estimate using analytics on how many people actually access this QR code to this thing, how many people actually looked at your poster, how long they actually spent time on your poster, all of those things. So it is great analytics that you can use to continue building your brand, building your business, building the school's presence. I already showed you how to share with people in your group. You would just have to type the email address and then give them access rights. And if you click the three dots right here, as you can see, there's so much options for you to choose from. You can present it on the screen. You can send the template link. You can create a QR code for people to actually just scan and then access this presentation. You can send it to your phone. You can embed it on a website. You can embed it on a Microsoft form. You can download it. You can save it to your Google Drive, your OneDrive, your Microsoft PowerPoint even. Right, like Kotha does, you can share it to your social media accounts or to your school's social media accounts. You can even send it directly to your email, your WhatsApp. All of this stuff is free because you have a Canva account. It's even free on the free version, but on the free version, some of it is restricted. I know the social media part is restricted on the free version, but if you have the Canva education, then you can send everything away to all of these options right here. So now I want to publish it and I want everyone to actually hear my audio. So I want to send it in a group, right? So then I'll click on this one right here, the public view link. Okay, so you click on it or pop up such as this, and then you press create public view link. The great thing is this link can be deleted anytime. So if you don't want the public to access it anymore, then you can just delete the link. And the great thing is they don't need a Canva account to access it. So you're basically providing them a link that anyone can have access to, they can go into without having to first log into a Canva account and then look at it. Right, this only works if you create a public view link or if you create a QR code or you share it on your socials or whatever it may be. So I'm going to press create public view link. Right, let's copy. Right, and then I'm going to paste it in the chat and then allow a few of you to actually go onto my Canva presentation right here. Let me just get in the chat quickly. Right, and if you are able to, then just click on the link right here. Okay, the link is very long, but you can again use the image, a link shortener or QR code generator, but it does generate QR codes to have access to a shortened or more customized link for people to access it right there. Right, so Kotha, you can just click on my link please and tell me if it's working. Hopefully it's working. And then as you can see there, it will tell you if it's live, so if the link is working, if it is in play, if people can make use of it. And as you can see there, it also tells me the visitors. If I click on it, the visitors thing, right, it will tell me how many visitors have used this link.
Yes, the link is working.
Oh, thank you, Kotha. Right, so let me just go out because I think Kotha accessed the link already. So let me just go to share again, click on my public view link. Right, and as you can see there, because Kotha visited, it tells me how many visitors actually visited my site. It also gives me if the person has a Canva account or logged in with Canva account, or the names and stuff will pop up here. And then they'll also tell me how many times there was this link. So it does help with your stats, it does help with your engagement and seeing if your parents actually look at your presentation, if your learners actually look at your presentations. Because you send it to your learners and you know you have 35 learners and only 20 looked at it, then you know that the 10 didn't look at it, right? Or the 20 is in your project folder and you sent it there, then you can see the 20 names of the learners and then you can make an informed choice like that. And as you can see here, the crown right here, this is only for premium. So if you have, oh, I zoomed in too much. So if you have a premium account, the Canva Education, then you have access to all of this analytics that you can use to make informed decisions and to keep track of who's actually accessing all of your documentation. Right. And then lastly, as you can see here, you can even directly share it onto your Google Classroom if you do make use of Google Classroom platforms, or even onto your Microsoft team and send it directly to your class and for them to access it quickly. And if your school makes use of iPads or any iProducts, you can even send it directly on iMessage, which is a great way for you to interact with anyone and to send this with anyone, basically free of charge, because the department will be paying for everything. Dorothy, would you like to add something about Canva?
I actually just wanted to ask you, let's say we are a group of people designing. Would I be able to access this while you are working on it before it has been published? I'm not sure if the attendees are aware of that.
Yes, you can. So if you go to the upload button here, the share button, you would have this part right here. So you don't have to share it with everyone. Once you have maybe created this template or whatever, you would just click right on here and then add the names of the people that you want to add. So if they have a Canva account, you're gonna have to add the Canva account email address on here. And then this bar right here is important, right? I already shared it with myself, so that's why this pops up here. But this drop down allows three options. So you can share it with people just to comment on it, so they can just leave the comments, they can't change anything. Or they can just view it and then in person tell you this and this was great or that wasn't great. But if you want to make them co-editors, you would have to tick the can edit part right here and then press share. If we do have groups like email groups or Teams or Google Classroom groups, you can literally just type the group right here. Let me see if Para pops up. No, it doesn't, because I don't think this is a Para account, but we have a Para Canva where all the presentation and stuff is loaded on, and then we just add everyone from Para onto that so that they can leave a comment or they can just view it before the public views it. And then this access level here is also important, because if you click on it, you can change it to anyone with the link can access this design. But if it's on the lock, then only people that have the link can actually edit on this document. Now that we have a few minutes, I'm going to share this in the group so that everyone can actually access this document. So I can show you that 20 or 30 people can work on this together. So all you would have to do is, you don't even have to type in all the email addresses. All you would have to do is just say anyone with a link can edit. You copy this link, right? And then you paste it wherever you have to, in your WhatsApp group, in your chats, in your emails or whatever, so that people can make use of it. Right, and then all they would have to do is click on the link and then enter onto Teams, on not onto Teams, onto Canva, log in, and then they are able to use the Canva account and make use of all the presentations. And as you can see here on the top bar, we have a few people that joined already. Right, and as you can see here, we're all busy on the document right here. Now, for this exercise, make use of any of the AI elements that we have here, whether it is the AI voice, the AI generator, AI writing, and then add something to this presentation. So I'm going to add a blank canvas quickly. I'm just going to change it to white, white right here, and then just add something that explains your mood for this weekend or your mood for the school year or whatever it is. Either a picture or writing or anything by using Canva. It can even just be a shape, but let's try to be creative. Alright, so I'll give you 2 minutes for that quickly. I'll also add something. Let's say, for example, sport. It's this weekend is Easter, but this weekend's also the Bale tournament, so that's where you'll find me this Easter weekend by the Bale tournament. Kotha, where will people find you this long weekend?
I'm actually 2 minutes away from the Bale tournament. So I'm
Oh,
from Belor. So yes, that's where you'll find me.
oh, it's a huge tradition in Ravensmead, Elster, all those areas to go to the Bale on those weekends.
Sorry, JC.
Yeah.
Um, I'm gonna be the student that got completely lost now. So I have a
Okay.
blank canvas in front of me, but I'm not sure where to start. Can you please assist me?
No problem. Right, so you now want to add something that explains how you're feeling about this weekend, right? So me, I added soccer right here. If you go to the left-hand tabs right here, you will see the different options. Now I know for a lot of you, you might not have the Canva Premium, but that's also fine. If you just want to add an image, you would just go to elements, right, and then type in the elements that you want to search. So you can scroll down to the different photos, the videos that you might add, audio sheets, all of those things. If you are adding a photo, then you will first have to add a frame and then add a photo right there. And if you are using AI generator such as I have, then you will just go to the AI image generator right here. If you don't want to add the image and the text, you will go to the text right here, add a text box as I have, as you can see on screen, right? And then just type in, let's say Easter weekend, right? And then you just move it to where you would like to be. So all you have to do is just add something that you are going to do this weekend, or that basically explains how you're feeling for this Easter holiday. So I see a few people have added things. I see someone, I think this is Miss Bailey, has added a image of the church. That's what most of us will be doing tomorrow, and I think on Monday, Easter Monday. I see someone's going to add Easter eggs, something that a lot of us is going to be guilty of, the gluttony of eating chocolates for the whole weekend. Oh, everyone's diet goes out of the window this holiday and in December. Right, I see Ms. Gallo added a video. Let's just click on it. And as you can see there, you can even add videos onto your presentations or onto your poster. Remember, if it is a poster, the video won't play. Unfortunately, it will just be the image of the video. I see more people joining and more people adding. Hey Kotha, while people are adding their stuff, are there any questions there from the chat? Any comments? Any views?
Okay, we actually have a question. It says, can I be able to access the post even though I haven't signed up yet for Canva?
So the post or to edit on the post. If you have to edit, then obviously you're gonna have to sign up for Canva because otherwise it won't allow you all the features. But if it is just a post, such as a poster or a social media post or whatever it may be, you don't need Canva to access it with a public view link. All you'd have to do is share the public view link with a person, they click on it, and then they will access the poster. We made use of Canva for our matricle invitations. We decided it's a waste to spend thousands on invitations for the matricle, where we can create interactive invitations on Canva. And then we create interactive invitations. We create a public view link and then a QR code. And then we made a small box and the QR code inside, almost like an Alice in Wonderland theme. They opened it up, they scanned the QR code, and then all the details for the matricle was on there. And it was great because a lot of learners would come on the day and say they lost the invitation or they don't know what time they must be at school. So the QR code we customized so that each person's time that they must arrive at school was on there. And that way, when they came to school, right, because they had a specialized QR code or Canva thing, I scanned it with my phone and then correlated onto a Google spreadsheet so I could also see who was actually entered at what time. So it's also good for record keeping. That's a bit more advanced, that's a bit over the top, But I enjoy technology and I enjoy using it to my advantage. So I spend the time creating that. But yes, anyone can access the post, but if they are going to edit such as we have now, they are going to have to access their Canva account.
Okay, JC, just a heads up, we have about 12 minutes left.
Okay, no problem. I think everyone got the gist. Everyone enjoyed adding their Easter weekend plans to this page right here. And then just to wrap up, there's a lot of things on Canva that we haven't covered today that is great. Right? We covered the glitz and glamour part, the AI part, the easy part of it. But you have to actually go around and actually spend time working on Canva. You have to go around, spend time creating something. You have to try and error. I always say that if you didn't fail, then you didn't actually try something. Because many of us fail in the classroom as well. When you use Canva for the first time presentation, you're going to fail because maybe it will be too bright or they have too much information or we have too much interactive elements that will take the attention away from learners. For us that are educators, we fail basically almost every day. Sometimes a lesson doesn't go as we intended, but we adjust, we pivot because that's what educators do. We're great at adapting. And that's what you're going to have to understand with technology and with new applications, that the failures are going to come, but failures are there to learn, and you laugh at yourself and then you just continue. So please go and play around with Canva when you have time this weekend. If you maybe an hour or two before you go to family to spend time with them, maybe after church or maybe after activities that you may be doing this weekend. Spend time, play around with it, try to enhance your presentations. And then the last thing to leave you with, if you go to this upload button right here, that's the last thing, and you click on it, you can upload files for you to use, such as presentations or photos that you have on your desktop. So if you click upload files, right, it will pop up here. I'm just going to get a presentation that I have, let's say a document. Right, so as you can see, there's loading. Right, so if I click on it right here, add as a new page, this whole document, and then here's the whole document as a page on my Canva presentation. So I don't have to go and copy and paste everything. So you can basically upload a previous presentation, a previous slideshow that relates to whatever you are doing right here, upload it, and then you'll save time without you having to copy and paste everything from there again. Okay, let me stop sharing. Right, and that is the Canvas session. There's a lot of things to still do a right with. There's a lot of things to still learn. There's a lot of things that is still unknown to myself and Kultha because Canva keeps changing. As Kultha found out, there's now new AI things as well. But the most important thing for you is to play around with it, fail, try again, fail, try again. And at the end of the day, you would also master Canva and then use it to your advantage. Like Kultha?
Yes, can I also add that
Yeah.
when you sign up, they actually have tutorials that you need to complete, and then you receive a certificate for each section that you have completed. So I think each time they add something, then they add a tutorial that makes it easier for you to basically understand how it works, and you receive a certificate every time, which I think is cute.
Well, then I probably have the fake Canva because I never got a certificate.
I think
Well,
I have two. You
uh,
should check it out.
that's a bit unfair because I feel like I could add that to my CV, but okay.
No, definitely.
Right, if there are no more questions, then I would like to thank everyone for coming to the session. Please don't forget to fill in the attendance register for those valuable sales points that you need to earn. And please have a blessed Easter weekend. Be safe on the roads, be safe everywhere, and find some time to unwind, unplug from this stressful profession that we're in, and just know that you are appreciated, your hard work doesn't go unseen, and that